The Isle of Man, the finest road racing circuit in the world. A circuit whose history stretches back to 1911 and which has bred the world's finest riders. But now it's 1958. 74 riders are lined up on the grid, ready to start their 7-lap, 264-mile journey at 10-second intervals. First, the bang of the starting maroon, and then off went number 1, W.R. Roberton, on his 350 Norton. Then Derek Powell, also on the Norton. Number 3 was Manxman Jackie Wood on a matchless twin. After him came Jim Redmond from Rhodesia on a Norton.
Hey, Lionel! I've just seen the greatest motorcycle the world has ever known.
I was talking to a guy this morning. Said he sold you a Honda 350. Twice what he paid for it.
Yeah? Well, it just so happens that the last bike I parked my buns on was a neat little Italian scoot.
Finally decided to hit the big time, did you? Did you pop for a Lambretta moped?
Nah, touch classier than that.
Surprised me.
I don't know if I can remember. Had this long, complicated WAP name, complete with funny numbers.
Okay, Bug. Do it to us.
Guy said it was a Ducati 900 Desmo Super Sport. Sport.
Listen, porridge head, I never know whether you're telling me about something that really happened to you or describing a horror movie that you saw on TV. Now, where'd you see this motorcycle?
Reinhardt's Cycle World Limited.
Oh, Christ, not Reinhardt's, that butcher. There's only 40 super sports in the entire world. It couldn't be at Reinhardt's.
Hey, Lionel. Well, that's where it was, man. At Reinhardt's.
No, I didn't pay $3,600 for it. I paid $5,000 cash, Lionel. Hi there. I wouldn't sell it to you for $8,000 because I don't like you, and I wouldn't like to make you happy.
I'm worried what you're doing to this machine. The whole bike community is worried about what you're doing to this machine. Think of me as a representative of the Red Cross.
I think of you as a pain in the ass. This is the way you make it go, sweetheart. You turn that thing just like that. That's it. The way they build these things these days, they're easier to operate than a refrigerator. Am I right, Lionel?
From across a crowded room, can we see it?
Hey, don't beg, man. It's degrading.
Boy, oh boy, you really got the hots for this machine, huh?
Don't be vulgar. Okay, yes, I got the hots.
All right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you a picture. Girls, don't leave without saying goodbye to Reinhardt. Yeah?
Are you interested in bikes?
Sit down.
We'd like to go riding with our boyfriends.
You want to see a picture?
Well, it's gorgeous, Reinhardt. But what about the real thing? You ashamed to admit you've blown it up already?
I did 130 down the Rouge Valley Road. Wasn't even breathing hard. It's too bad you weren't there.
Reinhardt, where is it? Yes. Do I have to start making phone calls to your mechanics?
It's gone, Lionel. It's gone. I sold it.
What's his name?
Whose name?
The guy who bought the Super Sport. What's his name?
No way you're gonna find this guy. You'll just drive him bananas. No way.
News travels fast in the bike community, meathead.
Well, just allow me to educate you a little further. This man is not a member of the bike community. That's right, Turkey. This man, a very wealthy collector of modern sculpture and paintings, just wants to put the motorcycle in his living room. He's crazier than you are.
So somebody tell me, how are we going to liberate the Desmos Super Sport from this dilettante? Look, let's figure it out Gestapo style. Rational, clean, hard, and brutal. Now, we can't do anything until we know who the guy is. That is our priority. I don't want to know. A guy like that makes me want to kill. How could he look at it and not want to make it go? I don't understand it. If this guy is a local collector, I can find out about him. I got some connections with some downtown sculptors. And most of them go through a bike stage sooner. Hey, Lucas!
Hey, Fred, what's happening, man? Ain't seen you around.
I haven't been around.
Fred, this is an old buddy, Fred.
Hi.
Fred races bikes.
Hey, didn't you used to play Fender bass with that band? What's it called? Oh, yeah, Pretzel.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, I date back some.
So, what's responsible for pulling you out of your garage into the real world?
This is the real world, is it? No, I'm looking for a guy. He's an art collector. Now, this is the kind of guy who'd be strange enough to buy an expensive bike and just stick it in his living room as a piece of sculpture.
You are talking about Edgar Mouet. You want a drop?
Yeah.
Hey, man, another glass. Yeah, he was a really far-out dude, man. I sold him these 2 airplane gear sculptures. You gotta come up to my loft, man. Pinball machine, Wurlitzer, with only the best of the oldies, the works.
Dynamite, man.
Anyway, this guy Mouet, he's into techno art, see? Telephones under glass, computer circuits on the wall, that kind of shit. You can dig it. I've been having this continuing affair with Mouet's wife, Lana. He knows all about it. It doesn't bother him at all. In fact, he's kind of responsible for keeping it going, you know what I mean? But not in a creepy kind of way, you know what I mean? The guy is so cool. Makes me seem like a hysteric in comparison. You ought to meet him sometime.
I want to meet him, man.
I just can't get my mind around the game you are playing, man. I told you about this friend of mine who's connected with the military, didn't I? I mean, this cat has access to laser weaponry that'd turn this dude Mouet into a handful of ashes in scant milliseconds, man.
The bug is obviously not a big fan of finesse, not to mention reality. The object now is to finesse this guy right into our labs, not to murder him.
I'm yours, mister!
Jesus Christ!
Watch the camera equipment, Bug. There's a lot of bread invested back there.
You keep driving this crap can like a Ferrari, and I won't be held responsible.
Bug boy, are you gonna blow this for us? I want to know right now. I mean, out of your depth here. A simple yes or no answer is all that's required.
Hey, man, I can do it.
Hey, Lionel, here it is over there. Go in here.
I'm Lionel Brubeck of Techno Art World magazine. Mr. Mouet is expecting me.
Oh, well, just a minute, please.
What's happening? Is it over already? Shut up!
You are Mr. Brubeck. Mr. Mouet, a pleasure to meet you, sir. This is Mr. Fred Trellis, chief photographer for Techno Art World magazine. And Mr. McKinnon, his assistant.
Please come inside.
Oh, thank you.
Allow me to introduce you to my wife, Lana. Lana, this is Lionel, Fred, and I'm sorry I didn't catch your first name.
Bug.
Charming. Buck. Please feel free to set up your lights or do whatever you have to. Lana, these gentlemen are here to photograph our latest objet d'art. Could I get you some coffee?
That would be lovely.
Do you have any European beer?
Certainly. Would Lowenbrow Light Special do?
Dynamite.
Excuse me.
Okay, Bug. Let's get the lower light set up for the bike first, and then we'll move our way back into the room.
I hope you're going to manage to get Ricardo in a few shots. He's not afraid of a little competition, are you, Ricardo?
I'm Ricardo. We were not introduced because in this house, I'm not a person.
Don't be so petulant. It was just an oversight.
Not an oversight. It's part of Edgar's little game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just looking for some angles.
That's all right. Don't I know you from somewhere?
Gentlemen, please take a break and have your coffee.
Thank you.
It has the 40mm Pumper del Ortos. Electronic ignition. An oil filter where the points used to be. And the tank is an exact copy of the Imola racing tank.
Lionel, have some coffee. Have some beer. Have some cheese. Come on, relax. We got all day.
Edgar and I met Ricardo when we were vacationing in the Black Sea. He was very broke, very spoiled, and very unaccustomed to work.
I was sitting at a little cafe, exactly in the process of asking to myself, why must I be in this situation? Why should I not just be paid by someone? To sit around, look gorgeous. In short, to be an art object. Just like that motorcycle.
In the electronic age, the machine becomes a work of art.
And in the age of automation, human beings become works of art.
So, art galleries commit suicide.
As they have always done.
As perhaps they have always done. I don't feel guilty. And the art world just becomes another branch of Canadian Tire. So much simpler.
Why haven't you put any oil in the machine?
I'm sorry, what?
Why haven't you filled the motorcycle's oil sump with oil? The engine's gonna rust out like an old muffler.
I didn't want it to drip oil on the carpeting.
Italian machines don't drip oil.
Well, I guess we better get started
I think
shooting.
you should consider selling this motorcycle, Mr. Moet.
Lionel?
Oh, I probably will in 10 or 15 years. One must live with a sculpture for some time, you know, before one learns to understand it.
I think maybe this is one sculpture you're never gonna understand, Mr. Moet. I think maybe this one's beyond you.
Lionel, I feel an urgent need to discuss the proposed article layout with you.
There's only one thing I want to discuss, and it isn't the second article layout.
Yeah, well, we'll just go down here. Listen, excuse us, please. It's just a small question of aesthetics.
Of course. I understand.
Well, I don't understand. You seemed almost outraged.
You wouldn't really know what to look at, but Lionel's really the temperamental one at Techno Art World. He's the one that keeps the old rag boiling and a-bopping.
What the hell is happening with you? You're gonna blow the whole show.
Shut up. I can't stand it. The asshole is gonna kill a machine with neglect. That's an endangered species. When it's gone, there aren't gonna be any more.
Come on, Lionel. You're acting buggy. If you freak out in front of Moet now, he'll throw you out, and that'll be it.
All I was gonna do was ask him to reconsider his position on selling the bike.
All calm and reasonable like.
Eh? Well, my version of calm, but intense.
We came here to probe for weakness, right?
Right.
Well, I have discovered weakness.
Where?
Up Ricardo's nose.
What I'd like to know is, how can a perfect and immutable work of art like Ricardo be allowed to have coke snuffles?
Be careful. I will lose what little mucous membrane I have left. It's already hanging out of my left nostril like a ripped curtain.
How can you do it, Ricky? You know how paranoid Edgar gets about anything illegal. If he ever suspected you were doing drugs again.
Oh, this is not serious.
You like that stuff?
Yes. It's lovely. Very fine. Tends to make the boredom interesting, you see.
I certainly do see.
But what kind of deal is it we're making here?
Okay. We want the bike, and we want it cheap. Once it's off the showroom floor, it's just another used motorcycle in a spot.
D'accord. And in return?
2 months supply of that. All you can eat, but only you.
I have a healthy appetite.
We'll take our chances. We get it wholesale. How are you going to get him to let go of that machine?
I'm afraid I'm going to have to be creative.
You want to buy the motorcycle? I don't understand.
I have no possessions. I want a possession.
A powerful motorcycle and expensive. You can't even drive one.
Oh, this is not a practical matter. It's a question of metaphysics.
Oh? Explain it to me.
This would be, I think, the first time that one objet d'art, namely myself, namely our motorcycle friend.
I do like that. And we could arrange to have the whole transaction photographed and documented for the New York art magazines. The legitimate ones, of course.
Of course.
Yes, it's quite true. You have a cold again.
Oh, no, it's nothing. What is true?
To keep one's name before the public as a collector is almost an art form in itself.
Yes.
The day has long since come when collectors and critics count for more than artists anyway.
Perhaps. Then you agree.
Agree? Yes. You can buy the motorcycle.
That's marvelous. But you know, I don't have much money. You've been very kind, but I've been very wasteful.
I'll sell it to you for $1. You can afford that.
Of course.
The motorcycle will be your going-away present.
My what?
I'm sorry. Forgive me, Ricardo. Have you met my latest acquisition?
Want more coffee? I don't do this for everyone, you know.
No, thank you. I think I've OD'd on caffeine for today. I wonder what's keeping Lionel.
Ricardo don't look too healthy when you get him out in the sunlight.
I think the madman's coming. You can hear him 10 blocks away.
How you doing, Ricardo?
Spring is here.
How is it?
It's a very serious machine.
Hey, you're starting to treat this machine exactly the way Edgar did. It's for riding, no?
You want to go for a ride?
Want to stay here with me?
You want to go for a ride?
I think I'll go visit a sculptor friend of mine, if you don't mind. You boys go right ahead and play. Just don't break Ricardo.
Come on, Fred. Don't let him get away. Step on in.